So tell me if you've ever heard this one before. How do you know it's a big block Chevy? Because it leaks oil. We're going to do a little troubleshooting. I picked this up. This is an eBay special, which I absolutely knew I could have made one of these myself, but it was not worth my time. Um, this was like 50 bucks or something. So what you do is you put mineral oil in here. It's got a little heating element in there, and this produces smoke. Use medical grade mineral oil. We're going to put some of that in here. And you heat it. It runs off at 12 volts right here. And they've used a propane regulator, which obviously drops your line pressure way down to just, half a psi or whatever. And that should give us smoke. And so what we're going to do is we're going to plug off the breather PCV, and we're going to adapt this into probably where the PCV is, and we're going to blow some smoke into this engine. It should show us everywhere that it's leaking. I've changed the rear main seal in this thing 3 times. I started making a video and then I accidentally deleted it, which is fine because I really didn't start much. But if I do need to change the rear main again, we've got a completely different product here. This is a Fast Fish Auto Parts Greg Seal one-piece rear main that you actually put a slit in, and it's very pliable. It's PTFE. It's not traditional at all. It looks nothing like a Felpro. These supposedly do not leak, and they use them for boats because the reverse rotation. The seals are all made for forward rotation. So I found this actually cruising YouTube. I found Lakeland Auto and Marine. Good channel. Small, very small channel. The guy knows his stuff, though, and it's actually really entertaining to watch him. So if you're interested. But anyways, that's where I learned about these. I'm going to give one a shot. I believe it was Jeff. Yeah. Jeff called me up, actually. I emailed him and asked him about this seal. And he actually called me up back and he said, "Hey," he said, "I want to talk to you about that." And so he said, "Yeah, it should absolutely work." He answered some of my questions that I had emailed him about. Super nice guy, very knowledgeable. Just good product. So this actually comes from the UK, I believe, but he sources it here. He's the distributor here. So those are supposed to be really good. But anyways, we're going to make sure that it's the rear main, and we're going to do so with a smoke test. So this is just another one of those things I always wanted, and I'm running out of space for all the things that I always wanted. I mean, look at all the tools I've amassed now, plus everything that's in the rollaway. I have all these specialty tools that I use very rarely because I'm not really not a shop, but it's just stuff that you use and occasionally. And so we got this guy here. So we're gonna get this going here. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna take the mineral oil. You're gonna wet the wick, and then we're going to pour some down underneath it. It's not supposed to touch it, though. So we'll lube it up with some laxative. Okay, so we hooked it up here as a test. One thing I can tell you, this thing's holding its pressure really well, and I'm not seeing any smoke coming from up here other than what's leaking out of here. And I got some up in there, too, because I forgot to plug off the PCV valve. So I just closed that off, but it's holding its pressure really well with that off of there. So you can actually see some of it coming out of there. But I couldn't see anything underneath. I'm going to have to, I knew this, I'm just not in the appropriate position right now to get this thing up off the ground, get the flywheel cover off of it, and actually inspect around the seal to see where it's coming out of. But there is certainly nothing coming out of the top here. So what you do with this is, it just runs off the battery. So I just move this over to here and heat it for, a minute or two. They tell you not to run any longer than 2 minutes. And I just kind of adapted this in here, you can see it coming out. You hook up your air supply to it. It's very low pressure, so it'll run on air for a long time. And you let it smoke out. And you should see it coming out of wherever it's leaking. Now, I'm not seeing it come out of anywhere here, so I think there's nothing wrong on top, which I knew that. There's no leaks up here. But I am seeing it I am seeing it leak oil underneath. So I'm going to have to get underneath it with this thing hooked up and see where it's coming out. So we have confirmed it is coming, in fact, out of the rear main seal, and it is extremely difficult to see. But there you can see the smoke wafting out of there, coming right out of the rear main. So we're going to try that one-piece seal in here. Well, our little eBay special smoke tester did just what it was supposed to. So this is just a real quick one. I'm going to keep this as a two-part video because I just don't know when I'm going to get back in here to do the rear main seal on this thing. It's a bitch. You know, you got to take the pan off, which is enough trouble in itself. You got to jack it up, and you know, I've done it. I think I said I changed it 3 times. I think I've changed it twice. I think it's on its 3rd seal. So it's got the one that when I built the motor 18 years ago, and then it's had 2 since, and it's just, I've tried every different one that Fall Pro makes, and you know, every big block that I think my machinist has done, they leak, and I don't know if it has to do with the way that he line hones them and it's off-centered or what. I'm just not sure what causes that, but I don't know. I've never had much luck getting rear mains to seal on big blocks. So we'll be back when we decide that we're going to pull the seal out.